Bougainville, officially the Autonomous Region of Bougainville, is an autonomous region in Papua New Guinea. The largest island is Bougainville Island, while the region also includes Buka Island and a number of outlying islands and atolls. The interim capital is Buka, though it is expected that major government services and buildings will be moved to Arawa following reconstruction. In 2011, the region had an estimated population of 250,000 people. The lingua franca of Bougainville is Tokpisin, while a variety of Austronesian and non-Austronesian languages are also spoken. The region includes several Polynesian outliers where Polynesian languages are spoken. Geographically, the islands of Bougainville and Buka are part of the Solomon Islands archipelago, but are politically separate from the independent country of Solomon Islands. Historically, the region was known as the North Solomons. Bougainville has been inhabited by humans for at least 29,000 years. During the colonial period, the region was occupied and administered by the Germans, Australians, Japanese, and Americans for various periods. The name of the region originates from French Admiral Louis-Antoine de Bougainville, who reached it in 1768. Bougainvillian separatism dates to the 1960s, and the Republic of North Solomons was declared shortly before the independence of Papua New Guinea. In 1975, it was subsumed into Papua New Guinea the following year. Conflict over the Panguna mine became the primary trigger for the Bougainville Civil War, which resulted in the deaths of up to 20,000 people. A peace agreement resulted in the creation of the autonomous Bougainville government. In late 2019, a non-binding independence referendum was held with 98.31% voting for independence rather than continued autonomy within Papua New Guinea. Bougainville has been inhabited by humans for at least 29,000 years. According to evidence obtained from Kilu Cave on Buka Island, until about 10,000 years ago, during the last glacial maximum, there was a single island referred to as Greater Bougainville that spanned from the northern tip of Buka Island to the Nagla Islands north of Guadalcanal. The first inhabitants of Bougainville were Australo-Melanesians who presumably arrived from the Bismarck archipelago. Around 3,000 years ago, Austronesian peoples brought the Lapita culture to the islands, introducing pottery, agriculture, and domesticated animals such as pigs, dogs, and chickens. Both Austronesian and non-Austronesian languages are spoken on the islands to this day. However, there has been significant mixing between the populations to the point that cultural and genetic differences are no longer correlated with language. The first Europeans to sight present-day Bougainville were the Dutch explorers Willem Schutten and Jacob Le Maire, who glimpsed Tuku Atoll and Nissan Island in 1616. British naval officer Philip Carteret saw Buka Island in 1767 and also visited what became the Carteret Islands. In 1768, French Admiral Louis-Antoine de Bougainville sailed along the east coast of the island that now bears his name. The German Empire, which had already begun operations in New Guinea, annexed present-day Bougainville in 1886, after agreeing with the United Kingdom to divide the Solomon Islands archipelago between them. A German protectorate over the Northern Islands was established later that year. But the British Solomon Islands Protectorate was not established until 1893. The initial boundary between the two territories was much more southerly, with Choaizul Island, Santa Isabel Island, Ontong Java, the Shortland Islands, and part of the Florida Islands included in the German section. The current boundary between PNG and Solomon Islands is derived from the Tripartite Convention of 1899, which saw those islands ceded to the United Kingdom. The German Solomon Islands were administered through German New Guinea, although it took almost 2 decades for an administrative presence to be established. The German administrative station at Kitha, established in 1905, was preceded by a Marist mission, which succeeded in converting a majority of the islanders to Catholicism. The first fully commercial plantation was established in 1908, but German annexation had little economic impact. The Australian Naval and Military Expeditionary Force occupied Bougainville in December 1914. As part of the Australian occupation of German New Guinea, the 1919 Treaty of Versailles established the former colony as a League of Nations mandate, administered by Australia as the territory of New Guinea. A civilian administration was established in 1920, after which German nationals were deported and their property expropriated. A number of punitive expeditions took place during both the German and Australian administrations. As part of pacification programs, the colonial period saw significant changes in the culture of the islanders. In 1942, Bougainville was invaded by the Japanese in order to